IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashton Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with Instagram. Did you know that the Instagram Reels were first launched in Brazil? And it was launched as a test feature there before being rolled out in the rest of the world. And the two countries that have the heaviest users of Instagram Reels are India and America. This, of course, is because TikTok is banned in these countries, and TikTok was creating so many new revenue streams here. You know, there were professional TikTokers that were earning many, many times more than the entire family. They were earning in lakhs. It was absolutely crazy. And then suddenly, poof, the app was banned. All their earning power disappeared. Some were able to convert it over to Instagram Reels, but not everyone. I was very late to start making reels on Instagram. And today's podcast is about one of the reels that I made on the platform. It was a video on my morning habits when I wake up. In the reel, I show myself waking up and then going about my habits. And as a side note, if you aren't following me on Instagram, please go there and follow me now. I'm at Ashton Doc. Anyways, a client of mine saw that reel and said, there is no way Ashton wakes up that fast in the morning. But still, it inspired her to try doing that. And then she asked me, how did I do it? So the truth is that I actually do wake up fast and jump out of bed. I realize that the biggest battle most of us face each morning is to pull off that bed sheet that's on top of you, keeping you snug, keeping you cozy, that warm blanket on a winter morning. You know, our mind just says, let that alarm ring. And if you don't have something to look forward to, oh my God, it's so hard to get out of bed. So as a result, I attached an action that was filled with emotion to the habit of waking up. So every morning when my alarm rings, I immediately hold one end of my blanket and then with a very ceremonial flourish, fling the blanket open, almost like I am presenting myself to the rest of the day. Watch out, day, I'm coming for you. And this brings a big change in the energy first thing in the morning. It charges me up. And with that, I swing my feet off the bed and get up. Before this, when I was just starting out my fitness journey, I found it very hard to wake up and get ready to exercise. Back then, I used to sleep on mattresses on the floor. So, what I would do every time the alarm rang was wake up like I was doing a burpee. I would push off the mattress and stand up in a burpee like exercise. Now, I don't recommend everyone does this because obviously you should not be getting up so fast off the bed. But it was that energy that I was putting into that action. Attaching such emotional actions to habits you find hard to do are a great way to begin the process, to kickstart that habit. When I start writing my book, I have an emotional action when I click on a folder marked bestseller books. And then I close my eyes and I feel like the book is a bestseller before starting to work on it. In the same way, I want you to start adding emotions to the habits you find very difficult to do. Think about what actions will supercharge that feeling. Attach that feeling to a particular habit and you will end up being more consistent with it. So your simple habit starts by being dramatic and adding an emotion to the habits that are hard to form. Be as extra and as dramatic as you want. The emotion helps you push through that initial inertia and start a new habit. Remember, the key is to create consistency. Emotions are the key to this consistency. Think about the things that you're consistent with, and you will see emotions are a key part of that. For most of us, the best example is that cup of morning chai or coffee. Think about how that makes you feel. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashton Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Vijay Subramaniam, founder at Collective Artists Network, talks to Cyrus about talent management in India and all there is to it. On Misconduct, Raghavi and Nisha unravel the doping allegations around various Indian athletes. On Audio Gyan, water activist S. Vishwanath shares with Kedar how wells were designed in earlier times. On The Longest Constitution, Priya tells us about the time when scores of students set themselves on fire to protest against the Mandal Commission. And on Marathi Kirkitun, the Deshmukhs take us on a tour of public baths around the world. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on. And you can also check us out on YouTube. You can have a list of all of our shows at ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Bank of Baroda and CoinSwitch Kuber.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood.
Get accustomed to womanhood.
Enjoy the experience of sisterhood.
Might get to wifehood.
Or not. Choose motherhood.
Or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
Earn a livelihood.
Change the neighborhood.
And get rid of the falsehood that life post-academia is easy.
So join me, Ritasha.
And me, Ayushi.
On a journey from station starting point.
To station, what now?
Next station, Pudin station. And hopefully, Agla station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.